And let's go ahead, Sandra.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I
Good
will be
morning.
Kenko-Taiso warm-ups. So let's begin by rubbing our hands together. And I'll be counting in Japanese each. Ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. And squeeze your fingers each. Ni, san, shi, go. Switching each. Ni, san, shi, go. And pushing down each. Ni, san, shi, go. And rubbing again each. Ni, san, shi, go. And up one side each on the outside of your arm. Ni, san, shi. Give your shoulder a little squeeze each. Ni, san. And down the inside each. Ni, san, shi, go. Other side each. Ni, san, shi, go. And down inside each. Ni, san, shi, go. Again, warming up, heating our bodies up, getting flexible each. Ni, san, shi, and reaching up each. Ni, san, shi, go. Ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju, each. Ni, san, shi, go. Ruk, and shaking out. Just flick your fingers each. Ni, san, shi, go. Ruk, sich, hach, ku, ju. Hands up, dropping softly each. Just absorb it in your body. Ni, san, shi, go. And try one side, softly each other side. Ni, san, shi, go. Ruk, sich, hach. Good, good, good. Okay, taking your arm across your body, facing forward, arm across, and squeeze your elbow each. Ni, san, again, and big and soft. And squeeze. Again. And squeeze. And now we're gonna, keeping facing forward, back to front each. Ni, san. And to the side, facing forward still, take your arm behind your back and out to the side. Just stretch your shoulders, loosen up. Ni, san. Other arm across your body and squeeze each. Ni, san. And now front, back to front each. Ni, san. And out to the side each. Ni, san. Very good. Now softly bending over. Soften your lower back. Very, very, very relaxed. And it's like you're taking off the sweater, coming up and reaching your arms up. Yes. Nice and soft. Let's do that again. Yes. Again, and at the end of this one, open your hands like a flower. Yes. Ni. Yes. And so, yes. Good. Okay, open up. You can do this seated, of course, too. Just if you're standing, widen your stance to support yourself, and then lean over to one side. Stretch the whole side of your body. Each. Ni, san, shi. Go back to center. Widen your arms again, like somebody's pulling you. And other side. Each. Ni, san, shi. Go back to center again. Other side. Same feeling. Opening more. Stretching your whole side. Each. Ni, san, shi. Go. Now take your hand and drop it back behind your neck. And if you can, just shift up Looking up and open this side of your body. Each knee, some, she, go and continue down and stretch down to your left ankle. Each knee, some, she, go and to the center, bend your knees and come up. Each knee, some, open again. And other side, each knee, some, she, go, dropping your hand, looking up and twisting open more. Each knee, some, she, go and continue down. Each knee, some, she, go to the center, bend your knees and come up. Each knee, some. Okay, let's work on our neck. So head forward and back. Each knee, some, she, go, ruk, sich, and let your head, we're going to do side to side looking up, just let your head relax on your shoulders. Each knee, some, she, go, ruk, sich, and same going forward, each side to side, knee, some, she, go, ruk, sich, and now take one ear into your shoulder and forward and back. Just relax and stretch each knee, some, she, go, other ear, other shoulder, each knee, some, she, go. Now let's do rotations. Kind of lead with your chin, and we'll do 2 each way. Each knee, other way, each knee. Okay, and keeping going, and now start using your shoulders also. Just incorporate more of your body. Each, still very soft, knee. Other way, each knee. Now start using your arms very softly. Each, we call these full body rotations. Knee. Yes. And other way, each knee. Okay, if you're comfortable, lean over and get yourself ready. We'll do 2 each way very vigorously. Make sure you're balanced and each. Yes. Knee. Yes. Other way, each. Yes. Knee. And relax side to side, towards your ankles, each knee, some, she, go, ruk, sich, and bend your knees and come up, each knee, some, very good. Okay, if you need to hold on to something, which I am doing more of these days, go ahead and we're going to just stretch this part of our body. Oops. So just reach forward, you're stretching this leg also, of course, this part here on the side, I can do it this way, and each knee, some, she, go. Now you can change, each knee, some, she, go. Other side, if you're comfortable, go a little bit lower, each knee, some, she, go. Other side, each, and you can watch Rob, you can do a little bit more back there. If you can reach all the way down and touch the ground. And stretch over one side, each knee, some, she, go, and try the other side, each knee, some, she, go, very good, and coming back up. If you can, if you want to squat down in meso, like Rob is, each knee, some, I'll just narrate, she, go, look, sich, hach, ku, chew, and using your hands and putting your rear end up in the air and coming up each knee. So good, good, good. Okay. Thank you. So now we're gonna do our knees. So hands on knees, looking far forward, and just rotate in each knee, some, she, go, and now to the outside, each knee, some, she, go, and standing up and just softly kick out. It's not about speed or height, just loosen your knees and your hips, your ankles, each knee, some, go, and out each knee, some, she, go, look, each, and to the back, each knee, some, she, go, look, sich, hach. And now with your foot in front of you, each knee, sun, she, go, look, sich, hach, ku, ju. Okay, now we're going to do kosher rotations, which we begin with our feet together. You're going to put your hands on your lower back. The idea here is kind of a hula hoop concept, but just stretch all the sides of like the equator of your body, each knee, some, and now go the other way, each knee, some. Okay, now we'll widen our stance, and these will be bigger. So just make your equator bigger. Focus on moving the center of your body, your head, not so much. Knee, sun, and other way, each knee, sun. Okay, all right, so that's warm-ups finished. Now we're going to do a very short meditation. So adjust your clothing, tidy up, whatever needs to happen. If you're standing, you can go on the balls of your feet. What we're doing here is connecting down to the earth, up through us, and up to heaven in a continuous line of energy. And we're going to have a short meditation, which begins with the words Mokso. Mokso Yame. Meditation finished. Right? Down. And thank you very much. I'll turn it over to Robert.
Thank you, Sandra. The next portion we're doing is called Sunrise Sunset. It's a movement that in my mind, we're unifying the movement of our body, our focus, our eye focus, and our internal energetic focus. So what I'd like you to do is look down, standing straight, look down at your right hand and just gently bring it up and look as you follow your hand and bring it and look over your shoulder and back down. Keep your eye and your hand together. And left hand, follow it up and up to your shoulder and back down. Couple times more, right hand. So there's a smooth transition from the right to the left as you cross center line. Those are often places those transitions that we get lost in ourselves or in the world. And one more time, up and down. And with your both hands this time, we're just going to point over at our left toe with our right finger. And then breathing and going over to the right toe with our left finger. Try to make each movement of one breath long. Go over and go to point to the outside of the foot a little bit. And breathe out and go over to the other side. Breathe in and out. And we're going to go left a little further this time and point to our back of our heel. Right now our body is very curved and relaxed, downward energy. Kind of like I'm spiraling into the earth. Each one goes down a little deeper, all a little further back to the almost 45 behind me. And the right side, 45 behind me. So one more time. All the way behind. Keep breathing. And coming back to the center, I'm going to gather a little bit of energy. I'm going to squeeze it down like I'm kneading bread. And I go down and I form a kind of a triangle. My vision, I want to keep my vision looking through that triangle as if it's a window almost to the other side of the world or to outer space, to out where the sun is. And we're going to go up, we're going to rise as if we're following the sun up one side of the world to the horizon, into the sky, to its zenith, and down towards sunset, and beyond the earth, the other side. And one more time, same direction, following it up to the horizon, looking out into the sky as if our body is a clock measuring the time of day, so the rotation of the earth. And somehow we turned around and we're going to go the opposite direction. Without actually turning your body, just follow up to the zenith and down to sunset and down to the other side of the earth. And one more time, up. Twist your body at the top and down. So some things to remember when you're at the top, really make sure you're twisting to go each direction. This is gonna, as we twist our body more, we're gonna go at a 45-degree angle now. So we're gonna come up on the straight 45 in front on the left. And at the top, we want to twist so that we come back on the right in the back, okay? So again, reaching out, follow your vision through that picture, that triangular picture, reach the sun to the horizon, let it rise into the sky, breathing in slowly, twisting, and breathing out slowly as you come down. Your knees can bend and jump to the center. Now going back, the same pathway we did. Rise up to the horizon, breathe in. As you go up, twist your body and reach out and cut down. Your energy, your focus is like a sword. This time we're going to go 45 the opposite direction. So starting low, reaching out to the horizon as you come up. Energy rising to the zenith. And cutting back. And soften your body as you come down. Stretch it as you come up. Breathe it in, coming up. Reach high. And breathe out. To that deep twist of your body, come down. Going back to the other angle, we're going to make it even narrower. So almost to the front, reach out. And really twist. And on the right side. And come almost directly behind you. Soften your body. And come back. And twist and reach up. And out. And breathe in, down. And twist you, or come out to the front on the right hand side slightly. Come up, twist to the left. Breathe out, soften, come down, energy focus far distant. And go to the rear, twisting, and coming up. And reach up, and down. Okay, last one. We're gonna lower our body and come straight over our head as we come up and twist and to the right and down. Reach as far back as you can, even beyond the center line. And coming back, cutting back like you're cutting with a sword behind you. And then up to the sky, and then out and down. Okay, one more time. Coming forward. And twisting to the left. And beyond. Let your body soften. And down. And coming back. Reach far behind, let your body roll, breathe in, reach the zenith, and cut down in front, far distance, and relax. And just standing up and let your body move softly like a wave. Relax your body forward and back from the knees, the hips, the stomach. And then let your hips go side to side. Rock from foot to foot or hip to hip if you're sitting. And let your body snake back and forth. Gently twisting. And we'll stand for a moment. And thank you. And to you, Connie.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Sandra. All right, shake your legs out a little bit as you move toward getting, if you're working with an implement. I'm going to be working with a boken. As you'll see, it's completely actually round, so I don't have any edges to it. So you can also use your hands. You can use a fan. You can use your short stick. So please do that. So what we're going to be studying next is some movements that were developed by our master instructor, Minagawa. He actually physically lives in the UK, although he studied many early years in Japan. And what he has taken is a form to help all of us perceive and use the sword in a way that is perhaps more intuitive to a Japanese-born person. And in the course of doing it, he actually found with Diamond Say and Diamond Dai that he could reach a great deal more inner peace and perceive and see falling petals falling on the audience when he practices. So it's a lovely image of doing movement that seems very martial and yet achieves peace. And there's a large part about Untitled of these opposing things of a martial side and a very meditative peace side. And this is a piece about Untitled that it brings both together in terms of unifying us, unifying the world, striving for all of us to have that inner peace so that we can bring that inner peace out to others. All right, I've been requested to do it so that you can see me moving a little bit from my back. So I'm going to come at a slight angle for that. Okay, I'm going to turn back to face the camera one more time. So we're doing the movement for say. I'm going to narrate the first half of it fairly intently so that people follow. The second half I'll narrate less. And the say movement is designed as meditation. So your eye focus is far to the horizon in a very soft way. And you keep your eye focus forward, not looking at your sword. And you also then keep your body forward. So it's very much a flat presentation of moving with the boken or the sword. Eye focus far, keep your body in a neutral position. All right, I'm going to turn now. All right, I have in my right hand, move it up to the front, reach out with my left, and bring it back onto my left side. I keep my knees soft, and I let my left hand turn so that my sword is facing outward, reach across with my right hand, and grab and pull my sword, my fan, my book toe out, cutting across, allowing my shoulders to open, looking upward to where the universe passed. If there's a ceiling, past your ceiling, let your knuckles reach up, and if you're in a setting that can, let your sword tip reach far upward. I'm modifying because I'm in a smaller space. And let that sword movement drop down so that you're holding the sword in front of your body. I let the tip of my sword drop out, cutting down, reaching far. The first half of the movement, my tip is going to drop now to the left side. So let my tip drop. Keep my eye focus far forward, but I lift up to cut across the middle. We call it Chudan. Keep my eye focus far. When I reach the right side, my tip drops to the right. I'm cutting upward. We call it Geigan. Pulling up, pulling up, pulling up. When I reach the top of my reach, I pivot my body forward, switch my angle so that I can now cut down when we call it Jodan, cutting across and down, shoulder to hip of my imaginary horizon opponent. My tip drops down on this side, reach out far and cut across the middle Chudan. My tip drops on the left, and I pull up, Geigan. My left hand can let go a little bit because that's what's needed. Pivot forward, cut down, Jodan. My angles are slightly adjusted to avoid the ceiling and light fixtures. Let my tip drop on my left side and a very small half circle. Let my sword come about, and I can look back with it a little bit and cutting down softly. Hey. Go back to this neutral position in the middle. With my right hand, I have the sword drop over my right knee, gate on barai. I'm holding the scabbard in my left hand. Bring the sword up and insert. We're gonna do the second half of the same say movement. Reaching out and opening. Looking up. Reaching up, almost letting the sword fall into me. So that my sword and my eye and my sword become one. Cutting down and reaching out. Let the sword drop this time to the right. Reach out to the side, cutting across the middle, Chudan. Then drop my tip. Pulling up, Gaidon. Facing forward, cutting down, Jodan. Preparing to cut across the middle, Chudan. Pulling up, Gaidon. Pivot, and down, Jodan. As my tip drops, I make a small half circle around and cutting down. Hey. Back up to neutral. Dropping it over my right knee, gate on barai. Bringing it back into the scabbard, noto. Reaching out, holding my sword in my left hand, right hand comes to greet it, bring it down on the right side. And when we bow, we say Re. God is Re. All right, I'm going to turn back to front. There will be a video after this to practice, and if we'll do it again, but we're going to be doing it with a die. So this time with a die movement. Before I mentioned to you, my eyes were focused forward on the horizon. Now my eyes are going to be moving slightly ahead of my sword, a good 180 degrees, maybe a bit more. And as you see, my body also will now rotate. So this die means big, say means formal, or one, or holy. Say very formal, die, bigger. So we'll be getting this feeling of completely encompassing the world. All right. Reaching out with the sword, my right hand, meet it with my left, back to the left side. Opening in a similar way, reaching across with my right hand, cutting across one, the middle, looking far up, yep, extend and expand, way up. Let the sword almost fall down to meet into your hands, becoming one with you. Keep letting the sword sink down even a little bit lower, down into your lower abdomen. And using your lower back, let it cut forward, energy extending far beyond. The other variation here is I'm going to bring now the sword to my left shoulder. We call it hasa. And my eyes are going to be looking back over my left shoulder as I hold the sword on my left side. Drop the sword down into a horizontal position and cutting across the middle. Shoot on. Continue to let your body move all the way around. Let your eyes follow as you let your sword drop down in to the center of the earth and beyond, and cutting up. Gate on, let your eyes continue to follow. The center, cutting down, Jonah. Let your eyes continue to follow all the way down, all the way down. And as your tip now prepares and your sword comes back level for a middle cut, and my eyes continue to spiral, we move with my spiraling body. And it reaches way far behind. I let my tip drop. I come up, get on, and cut down, Jodan.
Yes.
Let my knees soften as my tip drops, and let my eyes continue to follow back as best I can into a bigger circle. This time, so I'm reaching a bit further back and more vigorously. Cut down. Back up to center position. Here we go directly into our scabbard, no go. Good. One more time. Spiraling, watching, looking, expanding, including everything around me. Let the sword drop down into my body and dropping even a little bit further into my lower abdomen so that my lower back pushes out and cuts. I'm going to turn to my right side, bringing this sword to my right shoulder. My tip is now pointed skyward, and my eyes are looking back over my right shoulder. Drop the sword to level, and with eyes and body moving together all the directions. Keep the eye focus, look down, go through deep through the earth, and pulling up. Pick forward and cutting down.
Yes.
And as I look down and out, I'm going to come back across, shoot on, cutting in the middle. Look far behind. Keep my eye focus looking. Watch myself go all the way through, down, up, up, pivot,
Yes.
cutting down. As my tip drops and my eyes drop, I'm going to keep my eyes and my head looking back as much as I can. And a more vigorous cut down. Back up to the standing neutral position. And directly into our scabbard. Pass from my left to my right. And thank you. If you want to watch the next few movements, I'm just going to take the next 2 or 3 minutes and let us practice moving with this die movement. We practice in other classes something called Eiko, another classic Shintaito movement, which to me means I'm stepping forward and crossing the threshold. I'm stepping into another world with my step. And that's the feeling it has of connecting and moving myself into a different place. I can do it marching in place. I can do it with 1 or 2 steps. I can do it running down the beach or across some meadow. All options for you. So let's just try, because we did a little bit last week, and we're just going to stay with the same 3 cuts. So we have a chance to practice a little bit. So just experiment. There's no right or wrong. I can't see you, so no one knows how you're doing or not. So let us pass the sword back to our left, draw it out, and I'm going to start us in Hasa. When I go to move, my eyes do more of a say, looking far onto the horizon to the opponent. My body does more dai of complete movements with complete awareness of what's in front and behind me. All right, so drop it down so that I'm ready to move in a level position. About 4 or 5 steps, either in place or forward, and let's cut and let's go. Ish, ni, san, shi, go. Good. And now I'm going to be turning, and I'll take 3 steps for this. 1, 2, 3. And as I step now back the other direction, I'm pulling up into Gedan. Ish, ni, san, shi, go. I'm going to pivot and use a few steps. 1, 2, 3. And now cut down again. Jodan, let's go. Ish, ni, san, shi, go. Good. Shake your legs out and let's back up and try it one more time with our last minute or so here. Just an experiment, it's movement. And I'm using the kata from Diamond 8 die for the 3 cuts of Eiko with our sword. Coming up to Hasa. I see my horizon, my opponent. I prepare for my Chudan cut and I go. Ish, ni, san, shi, go. I finish my cut. I'm going to turn. Ish, ni, san. And as I step back and cross, ish, ni, san, shi, go. A few steps to turn. Ish, ni, san. And coming back again, Jodan. Ish, ni, san, shi, go. And stepping back and passing it back from the left to the right. Bowing to everyone. Thank you for your attention. Thank you, everyone. All right. Let us